back in the 70s, maybe the 80s. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a fossil. I can't remember. Anyway, back 70s, 80s, somewhere in there. There was a thing, it was called Love Is. And it was everywhere. It was almost as popular as Pet Rocks. Pet Rocks were everywhere. And it was funny. It was very cute. It was, love is holding hands. Love is, doing this thing. And they had all this merchandise, that you could buy. And like, if your loved one had some quirky thing that they did and they they had like just some fun thing that they did. And you could buy a Love Is and whatever that thing was. And give it to them. And it was cute. But I think it reminded people pretty regularly what love is. And I think people in this day and age have forgotten what love is. And I think they've forgotten that you can't hide love. You can't disguise it as something else. You can't take love and turn it into another thing. It just doesn't happen. When you're in love, you are happy. You are uplifted. You smile all the time. You're not grumpy. You're not complaining. You're not sad or depressed or any of those things. When you're in love, you feel really good. When it's true love, when it's fake love, there's a lot of acting like you're in love, but there isn't a lot of love to be had. And there isn't a lot of happiness. And there isn't a lot of rejoicing and peace and blessings and compassion. And, there is a big difference between real love and fake love. But I think people have gotten so used to fake love that they don't even recognize that it isn't real. They don't even recognize when they're in situations that are not something that can live in love energy. Okay? Being married to another person for 10 years while you're supposedly in love with another woman, that doesn't jive, okay? That doesn't work. That's not love. Just in case anybody was unclear about this, that is not love. That is not love for the wife that's been strung along for 10 years, and it's not love to the girlfriend or the whatever you want to call it, the homewrecker. It's not love to her either. And when you're in love, when you have finished with one person and you are ready to be in a relationship with another person, you finish with that person. You end it. You don't hang on. You don't call them every week. You don't talk to them. You might if you have kids. But, even people who have kids don't do that kind of thing. Okay, this is a person who is incapable of doing any kind of responsible business. They're not an adult. They're a fucking child, that can't function in their life. That is what they are. And that is not love. There is no love there. There is no love of self. There is no love of the wife. And there is no love of the girlfriend. That is dysfunction. Dysfunction is what that is. But there is no love there. When you love, you will do whatever it takes to make things right, to do things the right way. When there is love, there is patience. When there is love, there is understanding. When there is love, there is compassion. When there is love, you don't constantly feel bad about doing the same thing over and over and over again. Your person knows. Your person loves you. Your person will listen. Your person will open the door for you. Your person will be happy. They won't do things just to be mean. They won't say mean things. They won't ignore you just because they feel like ignoring you. That is not love. Love is kind and love is just. And if you don't have kindness and justice in your life, but you are supposedly in love, you need to get out of that love because you are being fooled. You are being lied to. You are being told that you're in love, that this person is in love with you, but they're not. There is no love in meanness. There is no love in, I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know how to support you. I don't know how to take care of you. I don't know how to do anything. That's not love. Okay? Love does everything and anything that they can do for the other person. Within reason, of course. I mean, I know somebody's thinking, oh yeah, well, yeah. Within reason, guys. What I'm talking about is if somebody is not willing to stand up for you when they've been wronged, they're not in love with you. When somebody is not willing to fight a bully that has hurt you, that is not love. That is love for the bully, actually. That is a person who loves the bully, not you. Because they are defending the bully. Somebody who says, well, I don't know what you want me to do when somebody asks you why you did nothing, that is not somebody who loves you. That is somebody who loves the other person, the person who did you wrong. That's not love. Love is very gentle. It's very caring. It's very compassionate. It's beautiful. It is something that not too many people can say they've had in their life. In all honesty, I have seen a lot of relationships. I have seen a lot of people in love. I have seen them end. I've seen them begin. I have seen so many relationships. I'm old. Okay? I'm old. I've seen a lot of relationships. And I have seen very little love within those relationships. In fact, right as I sit here right now, I can think of one couple that I would say was truly in love. Truly in love. And I'm not going to say who it is. Not that any of you would notice anyway, unless you were that couple. But one couple that I can think of that I felt was really, honestly, and truly in love. The way he treated her, or treats her, because they are still very much in love, is loved. The way she treats him, loved. The way they treat their family, their children, their friends, love. One couple. And I have known a lot of people. A lot of people. My grandparents were married for 60 years, maybe. I'm really not sure. I mean, my grandmother was 102 when she died. I can say that my grandparents, I think they probably were in love. But I think somewhere along the line, they got a little irritated with the other one. You know, they forgot about the love and the irritation kind of took over. So were they really in love? I think they loved each other. But I wouldn't say they were in love. They got married during the war. They, had 2 kids. I think they were, at one point, they were in love, possibly. As in love as 2 people who met and got married and raised a family could be, probably. Was it true love? No, I don't think it was. Guarantee you, when my parents were not in love, neither of them, not the first one or the second one. But I'm glad there wasn't a third and a fourth, because who needs to live through that, right? Yeah. Being in love, it's a thing. It's a big thing. And when you really love somebody, it shows. It really shows. It shows to everybody around you. Shows to your friends, shows to your family, shows to your kids. It shows to the world. You literally glow when you are in love. And nobody and nothing is going to come between you and that love. Nobody. There is no circumstance big enough to get between 2 people who are in love. There is no person who can get between 2 people who are in love. It cannot be done. And if somebody says, well, circumstances got between us, you weren't in love. You weren't in love and you didn't fight hard enough. You can see it. You can feel it. You can have your partner standing right in front of you saying, I love you, and you're thinking, no, you don't. You really don't. Because the last 10 things that they did told you that they didn't. But here they are trying to convince you with, I love you, that they're in love. No. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Unfortunately, we all have intuitions. We all know when we're being lied to or when we're being downplayed to. Maybe you love me, but I don't know. Maybe you love me as good as you can, but are you really capable of loving anybody? Do you love yourself? If you don't love yourself and you think you love somebody else, you don't. It is impossible to love another person and not love yourself. And I think if more people did love themselves when they got in relationships, they would end their relationships much sooner and much quicker because they would realize that there's no love there. If people focused on self-love, focused on loving themselves and giving to themselves, they wouldn't worry about all the people outside of them that don't love them. Love has become such a rare thing. It really has become such a rare thing. I hear people, my neighbors screaming and hollering at each other and saying bad things and, being mean and just, people out in the street fighting. I understand people get mad. I get mad. I get frustrated. I get mad. Anger is fear. When you're afraid of something, you get angry. That is how it is expressed. And there's a lot of angry people out there. There's a lot of people who are afraid. And there are a lot of people that have absolutely no idea how to be loved. And it's really causing a lot of problems in the collective. It's causing a lot of issues. We need to get back to love is. Love is kind. Love is compassionate. Love is something you can't hide. If you are in love, everybody knows you're in love. Everybody. You can't hide it. It's on your face. It's in your smile. It's the fact that you can't wait to see that person again. That pretty much anything that they do is not wrong. It's really not wrong in your eyes. You love that person. Obviously they can hurt you. Let's not go overboard, but there's a lot of people who think they're in love, but they can't stand this thing and they can't stand that thing, and it's like you're focusing on the wrong thing, or you're not in love. So make your list. Love is. And write it down. Write down what love is to you. And I'll bet you if you and 6 friends do the same list, what love is, you will all have pretty close to the same definition by the time you get done. And I almost guarantee you that none of you are actually living that. Because somewhere along the line, we have really kind of messed up on love. we don't even really know what love is. We have dysfunctional families. We have people who are acting hateful and mean and jealous and demon possessed. I don't know. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we have forgotten what love is because there are so many people who have demons. You know, if there's addictions, there's probably demons. Just saying. So, get back to the basics and fall in love. And if you're not in love, don't go there. Don't toy with people. Don't lie and tell them that you love them when you don't really love them. Tell them you like them. Tell them you enjoy spending time with them, but you don't really love them. Be honest. Because everybody knows when you're not being honest, especially when it comes to being in love. When you're in love, life is perfect. Love and blessings.